Hey YouTube, it's Queen Pam here. Hope you're having a great day. Want to start right off and tell you I appreciate you. Um, so I bought myself some Shinhan gouache that was used off of eBay. The seller was generous enough to send me some watercolor paper postcards. Um, I don't know what the paper is. Maybe it says Etcher Sketchbooks. 230-gram cold press paper, 100% cotton. Don't Never tried this, so we'll keep that. And I don't like to use things that are wet, although a lot of people use gouache straight out of the tube. I bought this palette from New2Me on Amazon, and not an affiliate, but I will try to remember to put a link before I post this. Wasn't expensive, under 20 bucks. I want to say like more like 12, but don't hold me to it, less than 20. It holds 24. I bought 24. This was probably a mistake. I should have bought 48 because if I like it. This is set B of the gouache. I might want set A. And I know right off the bat that I want some gouache that is a white gouache. And that's in set A, of course, right? I spent about $60 on this with shipping, whereas I think it's $80 on Amazon. So if all of these work because they are used, I'll be in good shape. So what I like to do is create a swatch for my palette, and I also like to label my pans, and you get to come along for the ride. So I am going to show you my whole process. I'm going to want this to fit in here inside the palette. So I'm going to give it a little tick mark that you didn't see because it was off camera, right there on that side and right here. So I know where to stop. Okay, it's been cut. I'm going to give it a test. When I round the corners, it will fit. So let's round those corners. So I brought my 1/2 and my 1/4, and I think I'm going to go with the 1/4 and round these. Pretty good. I saw someone on YouTube using one of these, and they said they had worn it out, that it wasn't sharp anymore. One of the things I like to do to try and keep it sharp is close it. Not that that's going to help. Keep it out of the air. Then give it a shot. Pretty good. Just wanted it to be able to close. And when I finish, I'm going to laminate this with a hot laminator. I don't have cold sheets. So the next thing I'm going to do, so that I know where to put my dividers, is to just follow the pans as they are. No measuring required. No math. Just measuring. Clearly, I'm measuring right here. And this is Fabriano Hot Press Studio Watercolor. You can't see the whole, well, you can. I can put that away. And then, because I like to be really straight, I'm going to use a T ruler and draw my lines. And I don't think I want pencil intruding on my um, mark, so I'm going to use a Sharpie as soon as I find a fine point one. There we go. I wish this were flat, but it doesn't want to be. Okay, so I'm going to carry on, get my grid laid out, and I'll be back. Okay, my grid is done. The thicker black lines are so I can test opacity. So now I have to decide how I want them laid out and also how I'm going to put the names on here. Names will also be on here. After I get it swatched out and dried and covered, I'm going to create labels with, something that will give me a close approximation of the name. Let me think on that, and then I'll be back once I've made a decision. I thought I'd show you this. It has these metal clips that lock the palettes into place. The pans, I should say, and you just pull them back so you can get them out. I have a list that you can't see because it's on my computer and I'm recording on my computer. So what I'm going to do is give them numbers on this side and names on the bottom. So I think I will number I'm going to number them because I want them to be, so if they ever fall out, I know which way to go with them. And then I'll try to write the name on the side or on the bottom, whichever works best. I discovered while numbering them, and if you guys have counted, they've actually given me 26 half pans, which is good. So then I can buy myself a white and a black and have enough. And hopefully, if I like these, then I'll do something different if I choose to get the other set A. So here I have my number on the side and my name on the other side. And I did that for all of the 20. I numbered all 26 and put the names on all 24. And now we'll dig through this box and find each color and fill it up. This can be messy, so I've got some gloves in my lap in case I spill something so it doesn't get on what I'm wearing. And let's see if we can find the Quinn Red. One of these sort of spilled. It should not be. Nope, it's raw umber. Here's Quinn Red. Somebody was probably looking at me saying, there it is, there it is. So, a container. Like I said, these were used, so I don't know what's going to happen when I open them. And I just want to squeeze some in here. That's pretty much what I'm going to do with all of them. I suggest you wipe your lid off. Probably would be smart to use that on something. But I'm not that smart. So I'm going to try and wipe it off so it doesn't seal closed. I'll get these all put in the pans and I'll be back. Something I should have said is I tap it down so that I don't want it above the rim. Then I'm going to just put it in its place and carry on. All right, I got them all in here and I'll tell you the colors. Quin red, cad red, permanent yellow deep, Naples yellow, wine brilliant, moss green, terra verde, permanent green deep, blue green, turquoise green, cobalt green pale, shadow green pale, peacock blue, ultramarine deep, indigo, cobalt blue, hydrangea blue, lilac, cobalt violet hue, magenta, pink, raw sienna, raw umber, and sepia. I have a test tube shaker, and I'm going to put this on it and let it shake. Because what I want it to do is shake them down into the pan. We'll see if that was a good idea or a horrible mistake. And it did flatten them out. I got a little mixing because somebody jumped out a spot, and some of them are more fluid than others. So I'm going to do it a little bit more. And I'm going to leave it at that. So I have my grid ready. These have dried overnight, so I am going to activate them with some water. Marked it on the back, numbered it so that I follow it in order. Let's get them a little wet. Give them a moment or so to get activated, and then I want to swatch them out. I'm going to have to, yeah, I'm right-handed. I like to have my water to my right. Bring that over there. Water to the right. Ruler away. A little bit like that. Maybe you can see what I'm doing. And you won't necessarily see me in the you know, and there we go. It's a little better. Some water. I have my trusty rag in my lap so I can wipe off my brush. And into number 1, which is because I can remember it's Quin red, quinacridone red. That one odd bent hair on my brush is gonna bother the mess out of me, and I might have to cut it. No, I don't really want to. Let's see if twisting it around in here will get it to behave. Nope. Gonna have to cut it. Even that didn't get it all. No, I could take time and heat it, but I don't want to spend that time right now. Yeah, and I forgot I was gonna go over for the opaque part. So I gotta do the red again. and they are pretty opaque. Full strength, not watered out. Wasn't intending to let them dry overnight. This stuff got in the way yesterday. I didn't come back down to the rustic palace. Zoom in a little, I think. Let's see. Little. To my eye and also to the camera, not much difference between 8 and 9. Although if you look in the 10, there does appear to be a difference. Shadow green, just because I remember it's peacock blue. I won't be able to call all their names, probably none of the rest of them really, except maybe lilac. I'm a bright color girl, and these are the ticket for me. I wanted bright colors. I understand from someone on YouTube that the Holbeins are not as vivid. And that's what I should also say. I'm a vivid girl. This is so blue it's almost black. That probably has to be indigo. It rinse out of my brush real easy. I think this is lilac. And I know this one is sepia. There they are. Still wet. I'm going to let them dry and then I'll be back. Let me find a sketchbook or just something to play with them since they're already wet and this is not going to get laminated and labeled because I don't know what's going in here. But I did take number 16 and water it out a little bit because to my eye it almost looks black and I wanted to make sure I understood that it was not black. Here's just a book that I play in. And let me just write what this is. Shinhan gouache. It is 7/18/26. Just so I know that I'm playing. And I'm going to start with the green because it's one of my least favorite colors. And I do sort of like what it's doing. You know how it sort of does that, whatever that is. And a little of this. Some shadow green. Add a little more water to it. Get it to move around. Some more blues. Water them around. It's odd, but I'm liking it. I don't want it to, it's just a little bit of this very, very dark blue. See what it does. How fast does it run? That one runs. Let's do this. Don't know. I don't know. I'll stay with green. Here's just my test play. Maybe something over here. Maybe some of this really dark, but as a splatter. How about that? Well, it splattered. All right. It's a really big brush. Things are running. I like that. Let some more things run. All right. So as always, I leave you in the hands of the creator. It's my experiments, my first journey with the Shinhan gouache. Thank you for all of your support.